Welcome back. Is slavery a choice? Wow. Okay. So we walked into a lot of coincidences. I personally feel there's no such thing as coincidences, but we'll call them that for argument's sake at this moment. Correlations would be a better word, but correlation sounds good. But let's see how this progresses, okay? All right, so when two people, man and woman, usually, uh, nowadays things are different. Things are more variable in America. But when a family decides to go to work, the parents go to work. And the children are really generally taken care of throughout the majority of the day. They got school, and then they have their after school programs, sports, things of that nature. Then they come home, so on and so forth. And while the parents are in their field, the children are occupied. They have a job, occupied. They have an occupation. and But this is only until they themselves can enter into the field of their choice. And this is often like the way slavery worked. The children had an occupation, a job, something to keep them busy until they themselves were big enough or smart enough or old enough to enter into the field. Okay. Another correlation. All right. So the profit made from the items in the field goes to the slave owner. Well, how does that work in American society? How would the parallel go there? Well, whatever field someone works in, no matter what, um, when they get their money processed, it goes through a filtering process. It starts off with the federal government, federal taxes. Plantation owner. Then you pay your state taxes, state licensings, and your county taxes and licensings, and your your emperor's companions taxes, and your garden, your fenced-in garden taxes for your town, for your home that you live in, for the land that it's on, whatever field you work in. Okay, starting to get a little deep. Starting to get a little deep. So, if this is a plantation and we are slaves, if we are slaves, who's a slave? What kind of slaves are there? If we're to suppose that we are slaves, because there's a lot of people watching this that are saying, I ain't no slave. I'm not a slave. I'm a free man. I do as I will. I do what I want. Okay. Well, do you fit into any one of these categories? Different types of slaves. First of all, you've got your plantation owners, your counts, emperor's companions, your presidents, congressmen, politicians. Because they're slaves too. They make money, which feeds right back into the big turning wheel. Then you've got your foreman. In the movie Roots, it's the guy whipping Toby. Kunta, your name is Toby, right? Your foreman, your bossman. Who are these people? These would be your businessmen, your entrepreneurs, your corporate entities. Okay, that fits. What about the enforcers of the old slave times, the patty rollers? That's the police, the popo, the 5-0, the 12, the fuzz, the arcs, the military. All right. So what about the chaplain, that priest, that preacher guy? That is now the judge, and your lawyer is the priest. The judge is the new chaplain. Anyway, and or the sanctioned church, the your T.D. Jakes, your Billy Grahams, your Creflo Dollars, these guys, your everyday American corporate church. So what about the house slave? Okay, so those would be the professional types, your doctors, your lawyers, your media moguls, music moguls, things of that nature. Your field slaves, your laboring class, your McDonald's guys, your construction workers, your guy that works at the corner store. So what about the runaway slaves? That's your criminals. That's your actual crooks, the bad guys, they say. But these guys are just trying to make a living. They're just trying to survive on this, or on this plantation. Your hustlers, your mob, your robbers. Everything fits. So I'm guessing now, in summation, the question was, is slavery a choice? And since we've come now to ascertain that we are slaves living on the plantation America, do we choose to live here? Or do we really want to be free? Food for thought. I'll let you digest that meat. In the meantime, love yourselves. Blessings.